Hi everyone, my name is Aaron Arauco, uh, and I'm gonna talk about my project, which is Reddit API web scraping and YouTube automation project. So right now I'm in a little bit of a hurry, so I'm gonna try to explain this as fast as possible. And yeah, that's because I got a big workload in school and for this in the next 2 weeks. And yeah, just I've been studying, doing work, like a lot of it. And right now it's about 2 a.m., so I definitely have to do it as fast as possible. So yeah, I'm gonna attach some screenshots to this video because right now it's just a recording. Yeah. But yeah, I've been working on these since mid 2022. It could have been done faster, definitely, but I couldn't because of the academic workload that I had and the other projects and extracurriculars that I was involved in. So this project was a total ride of like emotions and time because it was very time consuming, and at some points I didn't even know if I wanted to do this because it took a lot of time, and it felt like it was never gonna run, honestly. But at the end, it kind of did. So yeah, in this project, what I do is I get information from a Reddit API called Pro, and then I work it. I give it some speech, so some audio, then some visuals through MoviePie. And then I also use some like non-copyrighted music, so it sounds good, just like a real Reddit video on YouTube. Okay, what do I use? I honestly use a lot of things. There's a million things in my library, but mainly it's the Reddit API, which is Pro, then MoviePie, Google Text-to-Speech. I forgot Google Cloud API, so for Drive and Gmail, and even more. There's just lots of things that I use in there. But yeah, let's go through first all my underlying problems. First of all, this code is not optimized at all. Like, it's not the best in memory management, and it's written in Python. So yeah, I did what I could. Fortunately, the code is running on a good CPU, so I don't notice a big difference in performance because I'm not using a small system like let's say a Raspberry Pi with 1 gigabyte of memory. Then I couldn't use Scrapey, which is a web scraper that uses spiders, tunnels, and a lot of quirks and features that simply were kind of complicated to use in this situation. Also, the same kind of it was the same for Beautiful Soup, which is another library for Python to scrape. It's because this Reddit website was written, I think, dynamically. I'm not sure about that, but it was written in a way that it was not able to be read or to extract information with these libraries of scraping. So another problem that I had was that my usage of this Pro API still looks very unorganized. Maybe that's the way Pro looks, and I don't know, the way I see it in my program makes it look not that organized. But yeah. And then another small problem that I had was on creating the keys for using Pro API for Reddit, because I didn't know how to do it. It was my first time doing it, and you have to go into Reddit, into some settings, and then grab some link, then create your own key. And then it was not hard. You can check YouTube videos on how to link your Python code with the keys, all the credentials that they give you when you create one of those users. I also got another problem. I forgot about execution policies in Windows. So when you want to open a file or modify something in a folder, Windows is very hard to work with, honestly, because you need to set some execution policies, and that's something that really took me some time to research on, because I never worked with these before. But yeah, now I know that you need to set some execution policies when you want to run your code in some virtual environment or in just your local environment, because it doesn't let you through Python for some reason, and mostly other programs too. So when scraping, I found some problem in the strings that I scraped. So in the text, when it came with emojis, because the GTTS, Google Text-to-Speech, kind of didn't let me use it. Yeah, it just doesn't let you transform that emoji text into some audio. So I had to kind of delete that from the strings, the text. Besides that, these Reddit posts, they had a lot of new line characters, and I also had to account for that. So after scraping, I definitely had to take them out when I was pasting them or when I was writing them in the CSV and text files that I made. Then memory management, as I said before, it's not the best. Even now that I have I could say that right now it's in a beta state. It's in a very stable state of the program, but still memory management is not the best. After that, CSV files, they're complicated to write with this CSV dict writer package library. I honestly don't remember why I used that. That was definitely last year, but it was really hard to just set up like the columns and what goes in each column, because when you wanted to extract the data and put it into a text file, it created a lot of errors. This is more of a concern for me, is that the Reddit API only lets you get about 90 or 100, I'm not sure about that, requests per minute on your program. So if you have multiple programs doing the same thing and using the same credentials, or most likely associated with your same Reddit user, you will most likely won't be able to do it. So that's why I decided to just leave it in one single script or one single program project. Then I discovered that virtual environments were not portable. I just didn't know that. I'm not a computer science major. I'm an econ major doing some minor in computer science, which I really like though, but I don't know tons of it. I'm not I don't have a lot of experience on that. But yeah, virtual environments were not portable, and that was something big, because at some point I had to run my code in a Mac while I thought that I could use my virtual environment, the same one in Windows and Mac, but it was impossible. Even it took me almost hours to upload all of that virtual environment into Git remote repository, but in the end it wasn't useful at all, because I couldn't use the same environment from Windows in a Mac. So yeah, that's what I learned. Then the fact of scheduling the automations in Windows and Mac, that I still feel that is complicated, because that's something you do once. In my case, my code is running in Windows, and you have to open the schedule manager or something like that. and you have to set up all the different parameters and what your code needs to run. In my case, I decided to run in the terminal with some while activating a virtual environment, and it's complicated to set up even now because I did it like once or twice. As I said before, also reading the CSV with Google Text-to-Speech was complicated because of the commas. So I had to extract that, and the CSV, I ended up transforming it into a text file for some reason. Yeah. Before using MoviePy also, I thought of using DaVinci Resolve, and I was kind of learning how to use this DaVinci controller, like it was a DaVinci controller to upload my videos, and made it try to make DaVinci make these on Reddit YouTube videos, but the control was it was not complicated, but it was like learning a new language, and I already had experience using Python like a lot from my econ and computer science classes. So I couldn't use DaVinci Resolve to make these videos, but I'm not regretting that I did them in MoviePy because it is simple, but for the things or for my final end project, my final end idea, it's the best tool, honestly. Although it has some minor issues, which probably gonna talk about in the next two other underlying problems. MoviePy file management. It definitely has some learning curve because you don't know what to add first, like audio file clips, video file clips, composite video files, composite audio files. It's a little bit complicated, and it has a learning curve for sure. Another problem that I had was, and it's still a problem, I couldn't fix this because I don't know how to fix it, honestly. It is about hardware accelerated video encoding with the GPU. So here's my scenario. I've been running this code in a Windows machine that has a GPU, a really good one, honestly. But the problem is that MoviePy is not using this GPU. It's using the CPU, my processor, which is good, I can say, but it'll be even better if it uses the GPU. So what I learned is that it's not supported for now. It's not supported in MoviePy, so I'm just gonna keep checking on, some on the forums, on the library, on the internet library, like the information of MoviePy. So I don't think it's necessary because the CPU where I'm running the code is really good, but if at some point I want to run these in a small system, then I'll definitely have to. Well, no, actually I don't know, probably not, because if I run this in a small system, it's better if it uses a CPU, because small systems only use CPUs and not GPUs the most. Anyway, another problem was that since I was running this code in a Windows PC, and I've been doing this for so long, it's the fact that when you install ImageMagick, the ImageMagick executable, that's something that MoviePy uses. You have to map it, at least in Windows, because when I was using it in Mac, it was not that way. I think for Mac is totally different thing. Like you gotta download Homebrew, and I got multiple problems in there. But anyway, for Windows you have to map the ImageMagick executable into MoviePy, which was a little complicated. I did solve it though. Okay, another problem that I had. I definitely had tons of problems, but I could fix most of them, fortunately. It's when connecting to the Google Cloud API. This was by far the most complicated thing that I've learned in my life, because I've never worked in the technology, like full technology sector. So creating a Google Cloud account, setting it up, setting your project, setting credentials, setting the O authorization thingy. That was super complicated because I've never done something like that. That took me about a month to figure out, but in the end, I did it. I definitely did it. So the APIs I was using was the Drive and Gmail to upload data and send the data. Drive, just to upload the videos in there. And Gmail, I used it to send alerts to my email every time the code was running and where it was gonna run, like just some information on what to do after the code has ended running. Google Cloud API, as I said, complicated. It has client secret files, pickle files, and especially pickle files were a little bit complicated. That's something I learned very recently, since my app or since my project is it's not public. It's in testing mode. You have to delete this pickle file every 7 days, or at least that's what I learned from the forums. So I don't know if I'm doing the right thing in there, but it works. So I'm totally okay with that, with doing that. Another problem, when deleting that concatenated video, it was not possible to make it happen, because at some point in my project I delete all the files from the audio files, the video files, and the final concatenated video that is like final video that I present to YouTube. So when I was trying to delete this last final video that I was sending to YouTube, it didn't let me for some reason. I ended up discovering why that happened, and that was because the Google Drive API was used in some instance of it, and Windows couldn't let me delete it for some reason, but I did fix it. Another thing is, it was my first time trying to do a proper README file. Right now it sucks, I swear. It's so bad, but it works, at least for me and one or two people that had read my README file. So another project, this is kind of a hard one. It's controlling the NSFW, the not safe for work content, with the Pro API, the Reddit API. It's hard. For some subreddits, I haven't been able to control this kind of content. That's still a problem that I haven't fixed, but I still have time. This is not the end of the project. And this last problem is about the thumbnails for YouTube. I haven't exactly finished a way to automate the thumbnails. I was looking forward to using a website, but I was gonna see if it has an API for Python, a library for Python, because that was very useful to create the thumbnails in just like 3-4 clicks, like without needing to edit anything. Like it was AI generated, I don't know, but it was super good, super useful. So I'm working on that right now. So now it's time to describe my project from start to finish. Okay, so let's start describing the contents of the program. We have a folder called audio samples, another one called concatenated video, another one called discontinued video files, another one called final videos. Then we have the virtual environment. Then we have some Git version control file. Then audio files to singles, MP4 files, Python script. Then a client secret JSON file, some JPG files that are the background for the videos. Then CSV to audio files, Python script. then a text document called data blueprint, data1 CSV, a data text, a google.py Python script, Google Drive to delete current media.py script, another JPG file which I should delete, it's not useful, then a Python to CSV file, then we have the README, we have the background music which is in an MP3 format, it's non-copyrighted by the way. We have also scheduled Gmail alert.py file, then also a singles MP4 to video concatenator.py script. We have a google.pickle file, which is a token. Then we have a token.json file. And finally, we have a video concatenator to google drive.py script. So we, of course, start reading the readme.md file. There are some parameters there that you have to consider. It's very important to read everything on it because everything is super important. I already deleted everything that is not as important and put it on just comments on the script or in other parts of the program. But the most important things that you have to set up are on the readme file. Okay, after the readme file, we have the JPG files, the MP3 background music, all the background thingies which are not that important. We have the data files where all the data is stored, that is important. We have a TXT extension file and we have a CSV. So the CSV produces a text file. Then we have JSON files. So yeah, let's start with the script. It all starts with importing all the libraries, packages. So yeah, we start with making a function called Reddit video script, and then we define our user configurations, which is user agent, client ID, the secret, username and passwords for the user that we want to use in our Reddit, for our Reddit API. We set up some subreddit count to start scraping. Then we define another function called characters emoji. So we use another library to make it work. It's very easy. It's not complicated to set up. Then we open the data1.csv file and we start writing. We create the headers. It's practically a list. It's not that important in my case. And we start with subreddit counts. There's a certain number of subreddit counts you decide to add in there. Then we set up the post counts. We we scrape them, and then the common counts, we scrape them. It's just for loops instead of for loops. And in the very in the nested, the one that's in the most nested for loop, we end up checking. First we replace the new line characters of the strings, like in the names, in the scores of the comments, in the comments too. So yeah, we check there's no new line characters because that is a little hard to manage with Google text-to-speech. Then we just write them in the CSV file, and we close the data file. That is important. So yeah, we define that big function. yeah, we defined a big function called Reddit video script. We run it obviously before, but before running it, we defined some subreddits to scrape. I can scrape like 6 of them, but actually I can scrape as much as I can because all this process takes a lot of time, so I don't have to care about the requests every single time I run them, that max number of requests. So right now in the current channel we are scraping 3 subreddits, that is Ask Reddit, then also Am I the Asshole subreddit, and Autism subreddit, to just get some data for involving the community more in different communities into YouTube and that. So yeah, we make different calls of this big function called Reddit video script into when we start calling the different subreddits to scrape. So yeah, we do separate tasks for Ask Reddit, Am I the Asshole, and also Autism. So yeah, the way we run it is we import the files. So what that does is it reads the file and it just runs it. The first thing we run is we get the scheduled Gmail alert. That is just when we use the Google Cloud API, especially the Gmail API. That is it is just a little hard to set up because there are some libraries that were new, like SMTP library is like it's a transfer protocol that I was not familiar with. Then email message, also that's also another library that I was not used to use. Daytime, well, I was used to work with daytime and time. Yeah, this is easy, just sends you an alert of the code that it's being run by this Python script using SMTP library. Yeah, it's fairly easy. So we go back to what happens after importing that. We decide to import CSV to audio files. So that's where the big loops start. This big loop starts with Python to CSV, and then it opens another script called CSV to audio files. Then this file imports another one called audio files to singles MP4. That singles MP4 imports another one called singles MP4 to video concatenator. This singles MP4 to video concatenator imports or calls another file called video concatenator to Google Drive.py. And I think, no, that's not the end. And this one imports another file called Google Drive to delete current media.py. And yeah, that's the end of the code. But yeah, let's start from this CSV to audio files. This CSV to audio files Python script, it's practically just GTTS, Google Text to Speech. So we open the CSV file and we store some of the data in dictionaries. So yeah, that's it. We store them in dictionaries. Then we start the cleaning process, that is stripping some square brackets and that were found on the CSV files. Also some commas, some apostrophes, I don't know how you say it, new line characters, if they are some of them left. And yeah, we do that multiple times. Another thing that we found are multiple 3 commas at the just 3 commas, one next to the other. We use try except the same for the Python 2 CSV for errors. If it doesn't run, the thing that's normally done is just passing it and continue and doing the prompt, just not finishing that process and going to the next one. We also have flags for every single Python script. Some print flags that print something that tells you what just ran in your project. So after this CSV to audio files Python script comes the audio files to singles MP4. And this is where the interesting part comes, the MoviePy part. We import MoviePy editor, regex, and we have a flag first. Then we define a function to sort the audio files alphanumerically. That uses RE, like regex. And that is when we start creating, when we open and we read. I forgot to data.txt when is this done, CSV to audio files. Oh yeah, my bad. In CSV to audio files, you also write all of those cleaned dictionary, all that big clean dictionary into a txt file. So that's where we got the txt file from. Okay, let's go back to audio files to singles MP4. So in audio files to singles MP4 script, as I said, it's MoviePy, and we set durations of the audio samples. So, the durations of the audio samples are there, but that's just to make the total duration of that single MP4. We add an audio file clip first, an image clip. We set up some image sizes, background sizes, and the text clips, where we put the text, like the main text that is going to be presented into YouTube. And that is the comment. That's like the main thing, the comment or the title of the post. And we center it, different things like composite video clip, audio file clip. We set audio durations again, and we write it. The writing part is very important because, as I said, we are using the CPU, not GPU. And since I don't want my CPU to fry or just to suffer, I set up the FPS, frames per second, of writing the video file to 2, which makes the operation far simpler and less time consuming and less resource consuming. But in the future, I'm trying to change that because I will definitely change that, because I've been seeing some videos that have this techniques of getting people into watching the videos. That is one of those Minecraft speed runs, or the Subway Surfers video. That actually gets your attention so fast. So if I want to include that in my scripts or in the final videos, I will definitely have to change the FPS to at least 30 or 24, which will take up way more resources and energy, but it's better for the views, I guess. And then after writing all of that and making the video file, we close the data file, the data1.txt. We have a flag there. And now to the next script, that is the singles MP4 to video concatenator. We import MoviePy editor, then regex2, because we redefine sorted alphanumeric function to sort the final videos, the files inside the final videos folder. Again, as I said before, this code is not that optimized, so I had to redefine, or just define it again, define the sorted alphanumeric function into this Python script. But what we do in here is we just concatenate the videos. So that's a for loop. yeah, we append a series of video file clips into a list, and then we use some code that I found on the internet to concatenate the video files. We also add the GTTS audio, so we concatenate the audio too, and that is the end of the video. But now it's time for the part of where we deliver the information. So that is why we go to we import video concatenator to Google Drive, and that is the hard part, because this code is very simple. We define the client secret files, API names, API versions, scopes. We create for loops for the information, set up body, file metadata, body, which is the file metadata, media body, which is the media, the fields, names, parents, a lot of things that it's just copy paste from Google's resources. But the setup, it was super complicated for me because I was not familiar with this kind of workspace, the Google Cloud API. But yeah, it is done. You upload the media and it's like magic. It just appears in your Google Drive. Then, very important part, after we finish that process, we set up media, which is a media file upload class, or just an action, to none. So for the next part, which is Google Drive to delete current media, it doesn't affect the part where you delete that concatenated video, because it looks like this media variable is using the concatenated video, and since it's using it, doesn't let you delete it completely. So let's go to the next script, which is Google Drive to delete current media. And yeah, this is just the simplest part of the whole project. That is deleting all the files inside the audio files folder, then deleting all the files inside the video files folder, and on the concatenated video, which is just one video. After that, we put flags. Let's just not forget about the flags, and that is done. That's my whole program. So after importing all of that, remember we were at the import CSV to audio files that calls all those different scripts, those Python scripts, and when it's all done, we set up time, or just we set up the computer to sleep for 60 seconds, because I didn't want the computer to take a big hit on writing the video files, so just wanted the CPU to calm down a little bit. That's why I set up the time to sleep for 60 seconds, and that's when it gets to the next subreddit, which creates the same thing over and over again, then to the next one, which is autism. As I said, you can do this for a lot of subreddits, as much as you can. But right now, this only supports text, not images, which is not great, but it works. And most of the Reddit YouTube channels only have text, so that's totally okay. So yeah, I think I'm not missing anything. That's it. Oh yeah, so everything uploads to Google Drive. There's a reason why. It's because if I decide to upload them directly to YouTube, there's a lot of data that it's hard to define and super hard to set up to. And also, if you upload directly to YouTube, you have no time to check the content that you're uploading. So that's why I send the Gmail alert. It sends also information on what is being uploaded to the Google Drive, like what is inside of those contents, like all the comments, all the posts names, all the post contents. So yeah, that is why I do that for the alert, and I don't upload everything directly to YouTube. And even if it doesn't take too much time just uploading it by myself. So it reaches Google Drive, and then I set up everything. Yeah, it reaches Google Drive. I go to my YouTube channel and I start uploading the different videos. So for now, one question would be, why haven't I set up different YouTube channels for the different subreddits? And that is because this is still kind of small scale, so there's not a lot of information that I'm gonna present. It'll be great to make it 3 different channels, in this case for now. But first of all, Google doesn't let me set up different accounts with the same phone, so it was impossible for me to set up another account to create a new YouTube channel for a different subreddit. And also, since this is small scale too, I can make promotions and they will get cheaper, I guess, since I will pay for promotions for ads for only one YouTube channel, which is great, I guess. At least for now, it will not be expensive, or not that expensive as if I was paying for advertisements for 3 different channels. So yeah, it has its pros and its cons to have one single YouTube channel. But the content, it's uploaded to Google Drive every single day. If it doesn't get uploaded to YouTube at the same time every single day, that's my fault, definitely. But the computer does its job, and it's great at doing it. So yeah, that is the whole project. I hope you guys like it, and yeah, thanks for hanging around.